Welcome to the Creative Hunter Podcast. This is your host, as always, Logan Romney. And this week I am joined by my newest hunting partner and now my wife, Ellie Romney. We talk about some of her experiences as a first-time hunter and coming out with me on some of my hunts. And recently she just killed her first animal. She just killed a turkey. And so we talk about that hunt. And at the end of this episode, it's going to be a 15-minute film about her turkey hunt. So if you're watching on YouTube, just stick around. You can watch the whole film. If you're listening on Spotify, I will actually have a video version on Spotify, so you can watch it on Spotify as well. So as always, if you want to support the podcast, below in the description there's links to a bunch of different brands and companies that I use personally on most of pretty much all my hunts. If you want to get discounts, there's discount codes down there in the descriptions and links to all of those brands' websites. So check that stuff out. There's a lot of good companies in there. By supporting me and the podcast, you can also support those brands and help us out. So with any further ado, we're going to jump into the podcast here with Ellie. All right, here we go. We got Ellie, my wife, with us today, and we're going to talk to her about a few things that are really fun. Ellie and I, about 2 weeks ago, we went on her first turkey hunt, and we're going to talk about it because I filmed the whole thing, and so at the end of this podcast, if you stay on, you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, if you're watching the video part, I'm going to put, it's a 15-minute little film of the turkey hunt. It's going to be attached to this podcast video. So stick around for that after to see the whole video of it because I'm going to show you guys. But we're going to talk about it right now. So we have a property, that's my dad's property, that we can hunt, and it's a nice piece of land that has a lot of turkeys on it in the springtime. So do you remember much about kind of the first couple of days of that hunt?
A little bit. I mean, the first couple of days kind of, just how it started was we just went up to the house on the property and then we just walked around listening for any signs of turkeys and it was pretty wet. There was lots of tracks on the ground, but we didn't really hear anything the first day or two. On the second day we heard a gobble. And so we went down to go and find it, but we didn't end up seeing that turkey that day, so.
Yeah, it was weird. I think we were kind of towards the end of the hunt, or end of like the, I don't know what you call it, the turkey rut or whatever, the mating season, because there wasn't a lot of turkeys making noise at all. We'd see tracks everywhere, and we heard, like she said, like a couple gobbles from the turkeys, but they didn't last very long, and they weren't really vocal like in the mornings or the evenings. So we ended up, my sister, she's still in middle school, she also had a turkey tag and she never killed one, and so we took her out of school early on our last day of hunting because she wanted to go turkey hunting. So we had 3 turkey tags between all of us. So she came up, and we went up there, and we were looking around everywhere. And for the first couple hours, we just didn't see any turkeys.
Nothing.
Well, we saw 2 actually that we bumped.
Oh yeah,
they were like really close to us, but I don't think there were any jakes or toms. The rule in Idaho is the turkey has to be a bearded turkey. So it doesn't matter how big it is; it just has to have a beard. But you can't shoot a hen. So we saw a couple that we jumped up, but we didn't know what they were, and they ran off super fast, and then they just disappeared like how turkeys do. So we kept looking, and we ended up walking down the road, kind of an area that we heard turkeys before, the day before, and we saw turkeys way down in a field, like 200 to probably 300 yards out into the field.
And there was a lot.
There was like a group of like
30.
Maybe
30.
20 or
30's
20,
pushing
30. Probably like 20 turkeys down in this field. And I had a decoy with me, and I've never used a turkey decoy, so I didn't really know how it was going to work, but I was like, let's try it. We might as well. So I had a decoy and some elk calls that I would just make turkey sounds with. Works pretty good. And we went down to the edge of the field to where the property line was, and we set that decoy up and started calling, but the turkeys, like, they were just pretty chill down in the field. They were just eating stuff, and we couldn't go after them. It was on the wrong property, so we couldn't go after them, and there wasn't any, like, even if we could have, there would have been no way to get to them because it was just open field.
Yeah.
But they were out there, and then after probably 20 minutes of sitting there, they started working their way up kind of towards us. And they got over the little rise where they could see our decoy. And I was doing some calls every once in a while. And as soon as they saw our decoy, like a whole group of jakes, well, there's one big tom in this group, but a whole group of jakes like took off towards us, towards the decoy. And the whole group of them followed. So there was a bunch of turkeys coming at us. It was pretty cool. And Ella's my sister. She was up to shoot this turkey because it was her only day to hunt. So me and her were up probably 30 or 40 yards from the decoy. And the turkeys came up, and that tom came and just like attacked our decoy. You could see it like flapping around. And as soon as it cleared all the turkeys, so she could get a clear shot, Ella shot the tom. Great shot, like dropped it. And it was pretty cool. What'd you think, though?
You know, I couldn't really see much because I was further back in the bushes, but I could hear them getting closer, and I wanted to peek so bad. And I also was, I was just getting over a cold, so I still kind of had a cough, so I'm sitting in the bushes trying not to cough and scare anything away. But it was such a cool experience because I've been on other hunts before, and unfortunately, as hunting goes, sometimes we hadn't had any success on those other hunts. But this one was cool because it was my 14-year-old sister-in-law, and as somebody who's never gone on a hunt for themselves, it was super cool to just see somebody else be successful on their first turkey hunt too. So I really enjoyed it, and it was super fun to just see how excited she was for that. So
it was cool. It was a nice tom too. It was probably like an 8 or 9 inch beard on it. We didn't measure it exactly, but really good tom. So we grabbed it, and we still had a couple probably hour and a half of flight left.
Probably, yeah.
And obviously all those turkeys just like took off. They went in a different direction. So we grabbed that turkey that Ella shot and brought it to the car. And we decided to go try to find some more turkeys for Ellie because Ellie still had her tag.
Yeah.
So we went looking, and we found the same group that we shot that tom out of, but they saw us right as we saw them and just took off into like some juniper pine tree stuff. And so there was no way we were gonna get them, which was a bummer because at first I thought that like, oh dang, that's the hunt for the night. Like we're not gonna find anything. But we came over a hill, and I found a group of probably 10 turkeys. Yeah. Just like feeding around. And so we started creeping down towards them. I didn't want to call too much because I wasn't sure like if it was the same group, if they'd be kind of weary of calling. So I set up the decoy, and then we moved actually past the decoy into a patch of trees. And we're still probably 150 yards from the turkeys from where we were at. So the decoy was behind us. And we just sat there and waited because they were kind of feeding up towards us. And we sat there for 20 minutes, maybe. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
And we kind of had to lay down because we didn't have a ton of cover. But those turkeys started coming right towards us. And they ended up coming like literally within 5 yards of us on the other side of the bushes, but they could see us. They just didn't know what we were. They were peeking around, like, trying to see what we were. And then a big hen and 2 jakes came around to the left side, out from around the bush, kind of towards the decoy that was behind us. And I think that if we didn't have that decoy up, they probably would not have done that.
Oh, yeah.
They saw the decoy, came around, and then that hen saw that we were something she didn't like. She started clucking, started moving off. And so I was like, hey, Ellie, you got to turn right now and, like, shoot one of those jakes right there.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
It was super cool.
So she did. She just turned and smoked one. Mm-hmm. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a little nerve-wracking, though, because I originally had the gun pointed to my left, and Logan said, I don't know if they're going to come around the bush, so you might have to shoot them through the bush, which there was only one bush that we were behind, and it really wasn't a very thick bush to shoot through. So I moved the gun over, and I had it straight in front of me, and I could see the turkeys coming, and they're coming to my left. I was like, dang it, why did he have me move the gun? So when they started getting closer, I was trying to very slowly move the gun over to my left, and then Logan was like, you gotta shoot right now, you gotta do it. So I went quickly, and I shot the jake all the way to the left, so that way it was a clear shot, and dropped him. So
yeah, great shot.
It was awesome.
What did you think?
It was funny because after I shot it, I was like, whoa. Like, I didn't even have the words for it because it was just such a different experience than anything that I had been through up to that point. And so it didn't really feel real, I guess, as I was sitting there. And I was super shaky because I was like, whoa, I just shot at something. And growing up, my dad was always like, okay, you have to be careful. Like, this is a gun. It can kill something. And then I was, like, processing, like, oh, my gosh, I just shot something and killed something. But I was so excited, and we got up and walked over to it. And it wasn't a very big jake or anything like that.
Yeah, not really.
I just was so excited because I was like, yes, the first thing I've ever shot. I dropped it. I was successful. And it was so exciting. So...
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Actually. And though we got it on video, too, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, stick around to watch the video because it was really cool. But
yeah.
But that was Ellie's first harvest.
Mm-hmm.
First thing she's ever killed, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You have had some experience coming with me on my hunts, though.
I have, yes.
So, if you go back on my channel, there's a November mule deer hunt that I posted a few months ago. And Ellie was there for some of that hunt, not for probably half of it.
Yeah.
The first half. And it's an archery hunt. So that hunt, we drove out to the area. It's a few hour drive from where we live, so we were just gonna camp out there. So we just camped in the car. Mm-hmm. And it was archery mule deer in November, so it can get pretty cold. It could snow, and it's pretty tough. And the deer are really rutting really hard, so the bucks are always moving and looking for does, and they're with groups of does, so it's a really hard hunt actually. Mm-hmm. But it was part of the general hunt that I never filled my rifle tag, and it kind of carries over into some archery seasons, so I wanted to hunt that season pretty hard. Mm-hmm. See if we can get something. But we don't want to talk too much about that hunt, but what were some of the things about the hunt that stand out to you? That was the first time, right? Was that the first time you've ever been hunting?
No, that was my second time, but the first time was kind of just a quick little week. Like, it was pretty casual.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't anything like oh man, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a very different thing than what I had experienced before. So this one, with this one, the way Logan does it is he wakes up as early as he can. Before light, and wants to get to the glassing knob before first light. And, which, hey, I'm okay with that. Like, that's awesome, but I'm kind of a bit of a slow hiker. So, and it was pretty steep, lots of elevation gain. And so, that was a bit rough for me. Gave me a kick in the pants that I needed to do a bit more cardio, but no, it was super cool, and we started, so we,
So we started the hunt. It was a new spot that we'd never hunted before, and I had some intel from some friends on some places to go, so I wanted to go check out some of those places. And so when I go to new places, I usually try to find a good glassing knob that's way back from the mountain that I can just see as much country as possible. And I'm just going to glass and just try to find animals.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. First morning that we were there, we pulled up late one night, slept there, hiked up to this glassing knob that was way back from. It's probably literally it's like a mile or two back from the whole mountain that we were gonna hunt, so we could see a ton of it, and just glassed for the morning. And we found a ton of deer, but all the deer were all the way to the top of the mountain, which was like it's like a 9,000 foot mountain, 9,500 feet to the top of it. And they were within 1,000 feet of the top, and we're camping down at like 7,000 feet. So, or maybe even lower than that. But
I think it was lower.
Lots of elevation from camp to where the deer were at. Like we didn't see any deer lower. So we found the deer. So we went up that afternoon. So we hunted way at the top for the next few days that we were there, because that's where we were finding all the deer. Yeah. But just never could get it done. If you want to watch the video, you can go check it out on YouTube as well. And then, so that was kind of your first time hunting with me. I guess we did do a little bit of rifle deer hunting earlier, but literally we didn't see hardly anything on that hunt. So
yeah, nothing really.
That one didn't really work out. But we saw some bucks on that archery hunt. And then we did try a few weeks ago to do some bear hunting.
Yeah.
I shot a bear a few weeks ago, and I had a second bear tag, and then Ellie has a bear tag. So we went out, but we were pretty unfortunate. The area that I wanted to go to had a ton of snow, and we were going to backpack in there, but there was no chance we were going to find anything. There was way too much snow. So we tried a couple different areas, and I actually started getting like really sick.
Yes.
So it was tough. I was having a really hard time, but I was trying. And Ellie was like, "Let's just like
go back to the car. You need to take a nap," because he had a fever. Like
I was gonna push through, okay?
Body aches and a fever, but no thanks.
I was having a hard time. So
yeah,
we went back. Drove down to a different spot where I'm like, "Hey, this looks really good. We can hike up in here tomorrow morning. Like I'll be feeling better." And we slept that night, and I think we both slept terribly. And we were both sick, so we had something.
Some bug, yeah.
We both had a fever and like really just terrible sickness, which sucks. But luckily we weren't like backpacked in somewhere. We were at the car camping, and so we kind of called that hunt a little early just because we needed to get better, and we only had a few days to hunt for bears, and it snowed on us again.
It did.
So it was like, all right, we're just gonna
we called it. So
which is a bummer, but some year we're gonna get our bear. We'll
next
get
year.
One. Next year. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So anyways, so Ellie, as you've started hunting more, is there any advice you have for people who aren't into hunting that might help them?
Become hunters, or like start getting into it?
Yeah, start getting into it.
Yeah, so the easiest way to get into hunting is to marry somebody that hunts.
That's probably true.
But no, so the advice that I have, just to kind of prepare you the most, which I still feel ill-prepared on, is just doing cardio. When your heart's healthy and you'll be able to do a lot more hiking and see a lot more
animals.
That's not what I was gonna say.
Country.
But yeah, you'll be able to see a lot more country, and with that you'll be able to have some more success. So that one's huge. And also I eat a lot when I go hunting, so I think it's super important to have good food that will support you in everything that you're doing while you're hunting, because you're going to burn lots of calories, and that's important for you to be able to have the energy to do all the hiking that you're wanting to do.
Speaking of food, what's your favorite breakfast meal?
Oh, I love the Alpen fuels. What is it? It's the white chocolate cranberry Alpen fuel breakfast.
Is that your favorite one?
That one's my favorite. That one's so good.
That one's good.
Yeah, every time I get that one, I'm so excited. But
Alpenfuel, they're a supporter of the podcast. So if you use the code C, H, P20 at Alpenfuel at checkout, you'll get 20% off. And there's more.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, really cool. Which is really nice. Yeah. So we like them over there at Alpenfuel. We've helped them out at the Hunt Expo too, and we work with them a ton. We get photos for them all the time. So Alpenfuel is great. And then we also do we get just like healthy snacks from the store, freeze dried fruit, and then freeze dried meals. So like peak refuels is probably what we use the most at mountain houses. Just whatever we get our hands on.
Yeah.
But they're both good. So.
Yeah. So. And then, any other advice?
So, maybe this will help too. What advice would you give to husbands or wives maybe that want to get their spouse into hunting with them?
So, I always kind of had an interest and I wanted to go hunting, but it just never was a priority growing up, so it never really happened. But I think that the way that it became so appealing to me with having a spouse that's very into hunting was just kind of how it's something that he loves and how excited he is about it. And obviously, like, it was going to be a big part of our lives, and it's, when I put it into perspective, there are things that I love to do and I want to share with him, and the way that I would feel if he didn't want to do it, it would make me sad, so I didn't want to do that to him. But also, it just kind of was like, wow, this is an experience where we both get to go outdoors together, and whether or not we're successful or we find anything, we're spending some good quality time together. We're outdoors, looking at beautiful country that most people won't ever see. So I think just a huge thing for me was just talking to Logan about just the time that we got to spend together, and the memories that we've been able to make. So that's been huge, and getting your spouse to come out with you to go hunting, like, obviously you want them to have a good attitude about it, so you don't want to be like forcing it on them, but just, I think always just the invitation is huge, because they might just think of it as your thing, and they don't know that you have any desire for them to join you. So
true, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And there's hunts that I go on that I would never take Ellie on, just because, like, they're tough hunts. Like, we do most of the backpack hunts that I go on with buddies, like,
not that I couldn't do it.
It's
no, I'm just kidding.
It's just a lot harder because you are putting in way more miles with super heavy packs. So, like, spring bear hunts are the one that I go on every year, and the area that we're in is just super gnarly country. Like, it's like hits my limits of physical capability. So it's not a hunt that yet I've taken you on, or will take you on. Maybe someday I will. You never know.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
But I think that especially if a spouse or even a friend wants to get into it, is to extend an invitation and be willing to help teach them.
And also just, you kind of have to know their limitations are not going to be the same as yours. So
true. Don't
plan some ridiculously hard hunt and invite your buddy to that who's never hiked in their life or something like that,
Yeah. If you want someone to come hunting with you, you got to keep that expectation and understand their limits as well, and be okay and patient with that.
Yeah.
So super, super cool to share it with other people, though, especially having a wife to share it with now. She knows all my hunting spots, so.
I do. If anybody wants any, just kidding. Just kidding.
All right, so coming up this fall, Is there any hunts you're excited for?
Yeah, so Logan and I have both put in for specific units in Idaho and also in Arizona. So we'll find out if we get drawn for either of those. If not, we'll get the general over-the-counter tags for Idaho and
Yep.
And so I'm stoked for that. It'll definitely be something new. I mean, obviously the only thing I've shot from at least at this point has been a turkey. So
It's okay. That was my first
Was
thing.
it?
I think, as a turkey. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I think it'll be a ton of fun, and I believe my dad and brothers are planning to come up here and do a hunt with us in Idaho as well. So I'm pretty stoked for that. At least them to have the experience up here too. So
Yeah, we're gonna work something out. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But we put in for Arizona elk and didn't draw.
Yes, we didn't draw.
And then we just put in for Arizona mule deer last week, and then Idaho elk deer. I put in for antelope tag.
Mm-hmm.
I drew a Utah archery deer tag.
Yeah.
So we'll hunt that a little bit. I don't know how much we'll do together, but I'm gonna hunt that quite a bit. And then if we don't draw any tags, we still have over-the-counter deer and elk tags in Idaho since we're residents, which is nice.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good season. So keep an eye out for some new videos, and we'll have all sorts of podcasts and stuff coming out about it. But it'll be good. So
It'll be good.
Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. We're going to show the turkey hunt film for Ellie's and Ella's turkey hunt. So check that out next. If you're listening, go hop on YouTube now and start watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Alright, this is Ellie's first time turkey hunting. What do you think?
Cold, but it's good. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, we got up here and it's snowing, which is not ideal. But we're gonna go see what we can find. We're on some private property, and it's a good piece. There's always turkeys here, so hoping to find something today. Maybe two. We both have turkey tags, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, first spot we went was a bust. We did not see anything. Nothing.
Zilch. Zero.
We might go try one more spot this morning, and then if we don't see anything, we'll probably come back in tomorrow, I think. And maybe the next day. We'll just see what time we have. But there's turkeys here. There's tracks and stuff, and this is my dad's property, so I've hunted here before, and just gotta find them. I don't think the weather's helping us out very much, but it's okay. We'll find them.
Right. Darn right we will.
Alright, we were just hanging out, and I heard a turkey gobble down the road, so we're heading down to see what we can find. Hopefully there's a nice tom we can get in close on. You ready? Let's go.
because Logan had to pee, and then a turkey gobbled right behind us. And so we went down there to wait, and Logan tried to call it in a little bit, and it gobbled a couple more times, but it didn't come down to where we were, so then we decided to go and walk up slowly, see if we could find it, but then we didn't hear or see anything after that, so I tried to gobble a couple times, see if we'd get anything, but nothing. So now I'm gonna blow my nose, and Logan's gonna grab his pack, and I don't know what we're doing after.
We just found some turkeys on the road. Gonna see if we can get them. Let's go. Okay, load it.
Did I get it?
And they got away. But that's turkey hunting. We'll just find another one. Alright, it's the morning of day 2 of our hunt. And Ellie's still up this morning. We've heard some turkeys already. It's a much better weather day, so hopefully we can find some. Hold on, not yet. Wait, hold still, hold still.
There's a tree in the way.
I know, wait for it to get out my own tree. Hold still, hold still. Okay, it's coming out, ready? No, not yet. Okay. Okay, shoot it. Wait, hold on. Oh, get your gun up, put your gun up, put the gun up. Can you aim?
Yeah, but the
Aim
tree's
on
in
it.
the way.
Okay, you can shoot him right there. Oh, but not yet. Hold on. Okay, you can shoot him. Nice, Ellie, you got him. You got him, Ella. Let's go get him. Yeah, come on. Let's go.
Where do I put this?
Huh?
Where do I put this?
I got it. Okay, let's go get him. Yeah. Yeah, Ella, let's go. Well, Ella just shot her first turkey ever, and we've been hunting this spot for like 2 days. What do you think, Ella? Are you excited?
It's crazy.
Crazy. It's so good. So exciting. We got her one. So, kind of fun. Called it in with the decoy.
Woohoo!
Alright, now Ellie is up next. You ready?
So ready, so excited.
Let's do it. We're gonna go see if we can find these same turkeys here. Because they just went along the fence line. They did not go, I don't think they're gonna go very far. We'll see.
Thanks.
We found another group of turkeys. About 150 yards away. believe we just got a turkey.
That's crazy.
We just got a turkey.
Oh man.
Was that crazy?
That's crazy.
That was so crazy.
Whoa.
They were like so close.
I know. I was like, why did he tell me to turn? They're coming on this side. Oh my heavens.
He's gonna die.
Oh. I'm like,
She got one. Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
that was crazy. Oh my heavens.
Hey, we killed a turkey. Good job.
Turkey.
Should we go see it?
Sure.
Okay. Here, come over here. I know.
I scared me so bad with G-Shock. Oh man. Ugh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Moved, it scared me a little. That's cool.
What do you think?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though.
Good.
Yep.
You got your first animal ever.
Ever.
First kill. What? It's a turkey.
It's a turkey. Cool. Successful day.
We killed 2 turkeys today. Crazy.
Woohoo. Crazy. I'm like shaking now and I'm kind of cold because the adrenaline went away.
So fun.
Yeah.
Good job, Ellie. First
Thanks.
turkey.
First turkey.
You got him.
Cool.
Heck yeah, there we go. We got Ellie, her first turkey ever, and Ella, her first turkey ever. So both of them. My sister and my wife both got a turkey today. Pretty crazy. We did pretty good. It's getting a little late, so we're gonna head back to the road, grab the car. It's not that far, and we're gonna head back home. Home's not too far away, only about a 30-minute drive. So good day. It was pretty fun. The decoy came in handy. We used that decoy to call in Ella's turkey, and then we set the decoy up behind us on these turkeys, and they came right up within
Way close.
like 5 yards, literally. And we just waited for them to get into an open spot, and Ellie just swung around and smoked them. Heck yeah. Good job. What do you think?
Oh, it was awesome. Definitely we'll do it again.
We'll do it again for sure. That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to head back to the car. It's been a good night, and we'll catch you guys later.